Good afternoon, goeiemiddag, boa tarde, buenas tardes, boa pomeriggio. And to my friends on the West End, who's it? I've just finished watching the interview with Neil Burkett, and a great effort to those involved, bringing us the words of a legend. But I don't know if you all noticed, he angled certain facts when they were talking about his cricket career. He said that he got Peter Pollock and Graham Pollock out in the same over. Now that's important, because I could sort of believe if he got Graham Pollock and Peter Pollock out in the same over. But by putting Graham last just adds to the size of the bar story, because it means he must have got him out cheaply. I'd like to cross-examine you on that one, Neil. You'll also notice we don't have the puppies here today. They're down coaching at the greens at the moment, trying to get some of the other manufacturers' bowls in line. The program is becoming a lot more interactive, which is exactly what we want: the exchange of ideas, conflicts, debates, etc. We've received another contribution today from Dolf Skeepers, the president at CBC Old Boys Club, which is just a further down our road here, past Harlequins. And I'm going to read that to you just now. Quite a nice piece relating to the social distance. There's been some feedback. One of them is from Mike O'Connor, who congratulated me on being able to read. Thank you, Mike. I take that as a big compliment. And then the ever controversial Toby Botha, who asked if we could get some of the names of the coaches that Chris was speaking about in the last program. Toby, I've read through Chris's email again, and I think Chris was just trying to make a point as to the kind of attributes that we would have in a coach. The two of you are in the same club, so when you see him after lockdown, you can clear that with him. As far as the contribution from Dolf Skeepers goes, this he sent to me last night, and it's words of Mike Horn, the motivational speaker and mental skills coach, and also renowned explorer, who has worked with a number of teams: the Indian cricket team, the South African cricket team after that when Gary Kirsten was in charge, as well as the German soccer team. And this is what Mike Horn has to say about the social distancing. I'm going to read this to you. Talent and skills can quickly be trained if the mind is well conditioned. That's why I see this period more as a mental than a physical battle. This time needs to be used to strengthen the mind in order to be in the best shape to train physically later. Do not let the negative aspects of this situation weigh down on you. Use this time to your advantage and try to do a little bit more than your competitors in physical and mental preparation, so you will have an advantage when you go back. Isn't that nicely summed up and something for all of us to listen to? I had a further request yesterday for me to give an indication of some of the subject matter in the, call it for want of a better word, in the syllabus I've created, which I use as an outline when dealing with sportsmen. I think it's a little bit unfair for me to pass on information randomly. But what I have done is created some teasers which will give you an insight into what I address in the field. Does any of you know that there's a word called atikiphobia? Atikiphobia, which is the fear of failure. To me, that is the most important aspect for your top players, as it affects all other aspects. It affects concentration, it affects confidence, it affects pressure, it affects rational thought, and so on. Now, I must tell you a little story. Mike O'Connor says he likes little stories of personal experiences, so here's one. Some of you who were on the induction course in 2019 with the district team may remember the story, but for the rest, I hope you see the value of it in the same way as it brought value to my students. I used to teach at Robbie Stewart's Golfing Academy on the East Rand at ERPM Golf Club. And every Thursday I would do a talk with these students who were mostly teenagers who were either provincial players or were knocking on the door or were provincial players who wanted to make it into the professional ranks. And the one thing I saw that I was battling to get through to them was the fear of failure. Now, a 3-putt in golf is similar to a wrong bias in bowls. It is dreaded, and it is the scourge of many professional players, and one they find very difficult to deal with. You'll always hear a guy telling you, I scored this, this, and this, but I had 2 3-putts, or I had 3 3-putts, whatever the case was. And what happened was, I thought I need some time or to present this to them in a more crude, direct form. And on one Thursday, a chosen Thursday, I said to them, look, next week I'm going to be presenting you with a lecture of how never ever to 3-putt again. There was immediate silence as I could see the expectancy of this. In any case, the academy consisted of, let's say, 12 to 15 players. When I arrived the following Thursday, I'm not lying to you, there must have been 100 people, because they brought all their golfing mates. Some of them had brought their parents, and goodness knows what. But you could see the hunger for how to avoid this failure. I said to them that I was going to explain to them that never ever to have a 3-putt again. I gave them 2 options. I said to them, the one is you die, because then you'll never be playing again. The second one is you give up golf and you will never 3-putt ever again. You could hear the silence and a ticky drop, because what had happened, they had realized that the fear of failure would not solve the problem. Dealing with it was of cardinal importance. To accept, not accept, sorry, that's the wrong word. To tolerate and make sure that you dealt with it, not accepted it. That's a little teaser as to one of the substantial parts of the syllabus I produce, and I hope you find that as of value as those young kids did. Till next time, goodbye.